the Bermuda Trap. While waiting for the storm to pass, Captain Atlas and Marin stayed on the island. During those quiet days, they didn't just recover from the storm, they truly got to know each other. Atlas was no longer alone. At night, by the fire, he spoke about his family, about the way Union had taught him to hold the helm, about the proud look in Di's eyes when she said goodbye. Marin spoke of the deep, sea of silent waters and mysterious currents no sailor had ever seen. Only one thing remained, their course. Atlas had always dreamed of crossing the Atlantic Ocean. Marin's eyes carried the same excitement. The next morning the sea was calm. The sky was clear. As Atlas raised the sails, he shouted, "Wait for us, Atlantic! We're coming!" Marin answered with a joyful splash of water. The helm turned northwest, but ahead of them lay a place whispered about in legends, the Bermuda Triangle. The first days were peaceful. The wind was gentle. The sea seemed friendly. Eventually, they reached the edge of the triangle. Atlas stared at the horizon. "This is it," he said quietly, "where the legends begin." For a moment he thought of his family. What if he never returned? What if Di's words, "Our hearts are always with you," had been their final goodbye? He took a deep breath and crossed the line. At first nothing happened, until that morning. A thick fog rolled in without warning. Even the sound of the sea seemed to fade. It was as if the world itself was holding its breath. Atlas gripped the helm carefully when the boat trembled slightly. "Was that you, Marin?" he wondered. But Marin looked uneasy too. Suddenly, a blinding beam of light tore across the sky. A deep, roaring vibration filled the air. They had to shield their eyes. It lasted only seconds. When they opened them, a massive ship stood directly in front of them. Atlas turned the helm sharply. They barely avoided collision, and then the fog disappeared. They were surrounded. Ships everywhere. Modern cargo ships, ancient sailing vessels, pirate ships, rust-covered metal giants. All silent, all motionless. Atlas felt his heart race. "Did we disappear?" he whispered. A voice echoed from one of the ships. "Hey, are you new here?" Atlas looked up. Several people were waving from a large cargo vessel. They sailed closer. A man climbed down and introduced himself. Captain Kruger. His face was tired. His eyes carried the weight of many years. "Welcome," he said quietly. "To the trap." "The trap?" Atlas asked. Kruger exhaled slowly. 20 years ago we woke up here, and we've never been able to leave." There was no panic in his voice, only the exhaustion of someone who had stopped hoping. For days, Atlas visited other ships. Every captain told the same story. They both felt the same thing. This was only the beginning. A flash of light, a heavy fog, then this place. Some claimed they had seen ships vanish suddenly, right before their eyes. Atlas marked every disappearance location on his map. At night, he studied it on the deck while Marin floated beside him. He thought of his father. What would Union do? He thought of Di. Was she still waiting? "We're getting out of here," Atlas said firmly. "We have unfinished dreams." Marin explored beneath the surface. Hours later she returned, her voice serious. "There's a boundary, an invisible barrier. It's like we're inside a giant aquarium." Atlas looked at the map again. The marked points formed a circle. The missing point was 2026. From conversations with other captains, Atlas had gathered dates. February 17, June 17th, October 17th. But several ships had vanished on a different date. February 21, and today was February 20th. Only one day remained. "There's only one way to find out," Atlas said. They sailed toward the marked location. A massive rusted ship stood there, frozen in place. Atlas spoke with its elderly captain. "The engines died years ago," the man said. "It's like we're anchored to nothing." Atlas returned to his boat, heavy-hearted. Without a word, Marin dove into the water. Moments later, the enormous ship began to move. Slowly. Marin was pushing it with all her strength. Hours passed. The ship shifted just enough. Atlas positioned his sailboat exactly on the marked point. Night fell. February 23rd had begun. Exhausted, they fell asleep on the deck. Sunlight woke them. Marin nudged Atlas. Look, Atlas sat up. The sea was empty. No ships, no fog, only open ocean. His heart pounded. Did we make it? He whispered. Suddenly, a large vessel appeared on the horizon. Tension gripped him. What if they hadn't escaped? The ship approached. From the deck, a white-haired man with glasses called out, "Is everything all right?" He stepped down onto Atlas's sailboat. His eyes were sharp, as if he had been expecting them. "My name is Professor," he said calmly. Atlas felt something shift inside him. This man did not look like someone who arrived by accident. And for the first time, Atlas realized the secret of Bermuda was only beginning.